there's a lot of people here and I feel awkward making a video in public with a lot of people, even though I've done it so many times. But in just less than 2 months, I have been kicked out of 2 places. Early this year, one of my friends who doesn't live in DC messaged me online and said that he is looking for a place to rent in DC. He isn't moving here, but he wants a place here just so he can come whenever he needs to. He didn't want to pay full rent for a whole place, so he was looking to split it. I was entertaining this idea, but then eventually I got a boyfriend. I didn't want to be disrespectful by being roommates with a guy, you know, when I have a boyfriend, even though he wasn't going to be living there for the most part, but it still felt kind of rude to my boyfriend at the time. So I didn't move in, and then he moved into a house with another one of our friends and her boyfriend. And it was not like the same unit, it was like different units of the same house, but he had a whole unit to himself. Eventually things changed and he decided that he needed to split his unit also because he didn't want to pay for the whole unit. He needed to split that part even. I told him, you know what, I do need to downsize on housing. I'm trying to save on rent. This is after I broke up with my boyfriend. He was there like maybe once or twice. So I move in there. Everything's great. I was so excited. Also, I was excited to be moving in with friends because I really looked up to these people. Things started to get weird. The girl who was there, she lived there with her boyfriend. She had been giving me kind of hostile vibes for months, and I didn't understand it. Initially, I didn't take it personally. I thought, you know, she had personal things going on in her life. It looked like she was mad at me, but she probably wasn't mad at me. She probably was just dealing with all these difficult things. So I didn't take it personally. And then as the months went on, it started to feel personal. When I would come home and she would have to see my face, she would like get up and like make a loud huff and like go inside as if to say like, you know, so she doesn't have to say hi to me. She doesn't have to see my face. And I could gather that she was feeling annoyed that she had to see me all the time. So I tried to stay out of her way. I thought that she was feeling alienated because she had brought together so many people to be friends. She had made me feel such a sense of home and security with a lot of our friends. And it meant a lot to me. But, you know, in those months, it seemed like whatever was going on in her life had made her feel distant from everybody. So I did what I always do best, or I think I do best, is be there. You know, if you need anything, message me. Anytime I went somewhere, I would message her and say, hey, I'm going shopping, or I'm going to do this or that. You know, do you want me to get you anything? Do you need help with this or whatever? So she doesn't feel like, you know, she brought together so many friends and now like she's all by herself. It didn't seem to work. It seemed to get worse. I invited people twice to sort of like a party / gathering at my place. I ran the guest list with her beforehand just to see if she felt comfortable. She knows everybody who's coming. She's okay with everybody who's coming. I thought that I was doing everything right. I got to hang out with her and her boyfriend one night. I was saying that I needed something and she said, oh no, I have it. You don't need to go and get one. I have it. It's in this part of the house. Here's the code. I should have thought about it because she was drinking. And I even told one of my friends to come and help me look for it. We looked through the stuff. We couldn't find it. So at the second party that she came to, and she seemed to really enjoy herself. She really, you know, she was really hanging out with the guests. She seemed to enjoy herself. She seemed to like everything that I was doing, and she was encouraging it. With her friends, I was like, yeah, I tried to look for it, and I couldn't find it. She's like, don't worry, you know, I'll come and help you find it. And besides, you know, I have some more with me. A couple days after the party, she messages me, this is awful what you did. You put me in danger. You invited people. Now they know where I live. You invited people to look through my things, going through my things. Oh my gosh. And I was like, holy shit, like if you didn't want that and your roommate threw a party and invited people that you didn't, invited people, make you feel unsafe and went through your things, that's awful. But the problem is she literally told me, she literally encouraged those things. She approved and encouraged those things. I had no idea that she was upset with that. She didn't just say, I'm upset. She said, I'm upset and I'm moving out. That's it. And we can't talk. And I felt really bad. I apologized. And then, I was like, you know what? I feel bad because you were living here longer. Maybe I should move out. I kept to my thing. I tried to stay in the side door. I didn't talk to her. I didn't invite anybody over. I thought I was holding my end of the thing. And then immediately she decides to throw her own party. I felt hurt that she got so mad at me for throwing a small gathering. I thought I was being cooperative and accommodating to everybody. I thought that I was doing it in the right way and that, maybe I was even helping by having it, helping to bring some more social energy. She throws a party and it's fine. I'm paying rent too. Like I live in this place too. I'm not like a guest. Just because she lived there first doesn't mean I'm a guest. I live there. But then so she throws a party inviting like all the same people. And then, so I actually didn't go to that party. I left a gift on her doorstep, but I didn't go to the party. And then not long after that, she decides to throw another party, but an even bigger party. And, everybody's invited and whatever. And she also, I was in a group chat, so she invited me too as part of the group chat. And and she made it really big. She was like, she was making a really big party. And I was like, wow, you freaked out that I invited a few people with your approval, ran the whole guest list by you, made sure everything was okay with you, and even made sure that people you didn't like didn't come. But you are going to throw this massive party and post pictures of it online for everybody to see. People know where you live, just looking at the pictures. It's fine if you do it. Plus, she told me that I wasn't supposed to talk to her. She would keep getting upset at me for different random things, and I would never know why she's upset at me. I just didn't understand the whole thing. And so she throws this whole party, I'm just like, and so I basically confronted her about it in front of our friends. Like in the group chat, I confronted her about it. She was so mad. She was basically like, you need to leave. Like, get out of here. Move out. So then I was like, I just moved in. I need some time until I move out. I just moved in and I don't have a new place to move to. I need some time to catch my breath and look for a new place. He told the guy that I was splitting rent with that I need to move out. The guy lost his temper at me, at everything. And then he was also mad at he also had a few things that he was mad at me for, but I didn't even know about it before. He also was mad at me for some things. I mean, had been mad at me for months. For months, they had both been raging mad at me, and I had no idea. I really honestly had no idea. Like, I'm not trying to be innocent here and whatever. I really tried to find out why the hell they were both so mad at me, and I had no idea. And so together they unanimously kicked me out of the house. The guy was even worse. I mean, he was like, sorry to be a princess, but I'm actually traumatized from that guy. I will not set foot in the same city as that guy because of the anger that I saw coming out of him. I basically move out like overnight. Went and stayed at a hotel, had my friend who has a truck come and take my basic belongings. I had a couple weeks. I left town. I went and lived with some people, couch surfing, whatever, found a new place, moved into a new place, and that was over. My therapist said that I should try and not talk to those two individuals for a while, try and not have anything to do with them, and also try to not communicate with people in that immediate circle, just not because it's anybody's fault, not even because it's those two people's fault, just because it's not healthy. It was really messing with my head, and I was thinking so much into it. Like, I was second guessing myself the whole time. My confidence level was going down. So I move out, I move to this new place. Finally, I can catch my breath. Move into a new place, 2 roommates, 2 dudes. One is like in his 30s. The other one I think is in his maybe 40s or 50s. I don't know. But anyways, move in with 2 dudes. They both seem pretty thick skin. They seem like they can handle anything. So great. I felt safe. I had my own room. I wasn't going to be there so much anyway. I was going to be traveling a lot. So I move in there and everything seemed fine. I was so excited, have a new place, feel safe. I was paying even less rent than the place I was paying before. So I'm there, barely had any communication with my roommates. One night, I have a talk with one of my roommates. We're both sitting in the dining room, just a chat, get to know each other. Hey roommate, what's your deal? Who are you? What's going on? Well, we're just sitting there and chatting. And that's the one who's like in his 30s. It was getting late and he's like, okay, my friend is coming over. And I was like, oh, okay. So his friend comes in and it's a girl and he introduces her as his girlfriend. I don't have a problem with living with somebody who has a girlfriend. But usually as a girl who has experienced this 1,020 times, when a guy introduces someone as a girlfriend in front of her face, but not behind her back, there is a problem. If a guy to you says, I don't have a girlfriend, but then when she's there, he says, I have a girlfriend, that's a problem. That's a red flag. It's happened so many times, and I knew there was trouble coming. Sure enough, ever since that night, the girlfriend was so mean and just scowling at me the whole time. My other friend came over and she saw it. She's like, wow, she's just being so cold at you. She's not being friendly, and like, what's the deal with her? What did you do to her? Like, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything to this stupid person. Whatever her problem is, it's with with her boyfriend. Whatever problem she has, it's with her boyfriend. I never even see her boyfriend or talk to her boyfriend. Not interested in her boyfriend. He's my roommate and whatever. Like, it's not even a thing. Dude. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to see him anyway. I'm out most of the time. I don't see them, so I can deal with this. It's fine. And then at some point, I had mentioned to my roommates that I had stalkers. And a lot of people have stalkers. I mentioned it to them. Just because they're my roommates, I don't know, it was the stupidest thing ever. But I mentioned it to them. That one with the girlfriend didn't respond, but then the next day, he goes, he says, we have to have a meeting about this. We have an emergency meeting with me and him and the other roommate. He goes, this is awful. I was with my girlfriend. We both agreed this is very unsafe and we can't have this. We can't have this in the house. You either have to stop whatever you're doing on social media or you need to move out. This is my whole life. I'm not gonna delete my social media. Just like the people before. Cold, get out of here. Angry, cold, angry, get out of here. I decided that it's not worth it. Every time I find a new home, something is gonna happen. I'm just not gonna look for a new place to live. I'm just gonna keep traveling, and eventually someday I will find my place in life. What's so funny? The first scenario that I told you about, when they kicked me out, shortly after that, they acted like nothing happened. I had cut communication with both of them, but one of them messaged me a few days later like, hey, are you at the house? Whatever, like just casually. And I was thinking to myself, like, does he remember that he kicked me out in a cold-blooded fashion? He kicked me out in a cold-blooded fashion. Does he remember that? Of course I didn't respond. I don't plan to ever, communicate with either of those people. No intended bad blood. It was traumatizing to me. I don't intend to communicate with anybody who throws me out of my home like that. I don't care how friendly they are to me afterwards. You throw me out of your home, I can't. Felt like I should tell you guys what was happening and why I had decided to become a nomad. Obviously, it was a good thing for those people. It seems like it was a better fit that I left. I found someone to replace me. It's a guy and he gets along with them and it's perfect. Like, I'm happy the way it worked out for everybody's case. This was meant to happen. I wanted to do this anyway. I wanted to go become a digital nomad. So this was a perfect jumpstart for that to happen. And in no way am I sad about this. Maybe a little stressed out, but not sad. By nomad, I don't necessarily mean that I won't be in DC at all. I just mean that I will be traveling, couch surfing, staying in different places. For school, I don't have to be in one place. Like, I don't have to be in just DC or just Baltimore, because I go to Hopkins. I don't have to just be in one city. I could take the classes where I want, plus there are a lot of online classes. They have multiple campuses, and I can take a lot of the classes online. So it's not so bad. 2 of my classes I'm taking abroad in different countries, so I'm very excited for that. Overall, life is good. Things keep happening to throw me off, but they always push me in the right direction. Everything seemingly negative that has happened has pushed me in the right direction. I don't want to hurt anybody. This vlog isn't meant to slander anybody or hurt anybody. In fact, I don't plan to be in any of those people's lives ever again. I don't want people to feel that their lives are in danger because of me. I don't want that. Thanks for watching this. Like this video, please, and subscribe my YouTube channel. I have my Patreon and my PayPal set up, and I'm going to be plugging in my Patreon a lot from now on. I haven't set up a paywall because I don't want you to have to pay to see my stuff. You know, a lot of you can't afford it, which is fine. But I want you to be able to volunteer to help me out. I will not love you any less if you don't.